Hi friends! So today I want to talk to you about how to learn English fast. I see a lot out there about how to learn a language, and it's just so much more than learning it fast. So I kind of want to take that idea out of your head. And what I want to talk about is dedication and motivation and the excitement of learning a language. That's how you're going to become fluent. So for me, I learned a second language. I learned Spanish. And I started learning very young, just being exposed to it. I didn't start speaking it until, more like my late teenage years. But I was exposed to it as young as 8 years old in Mexico. And that's what made me want to learn the language. And it took dedication. It took me several years. I started my first class when I was 12, 13 years old in school, in a public school. And then I took 4 years in high school, and then it was my major in college. And I didn't really become fluent until I was about 20 years old. And that's because, I didn't live in a place. I did for like temporary, where I was traveling, or I stayed a place for like 3 months. After I lived in Spain, that's when I became fluent after living there for 3 months and all the studying on top of that. But I don't want you to feel like it's going to take you forever to learn English, though, because for me, the situation was a little different. With English, I feel like, you're exposed to it a lot more than I probably was with Spanish. With English, you have movies that you can watch now, the internet, there's so many places like this, on YouTube, or you can look things up. Back when I was learning, I didn't have the exposure like you guys have for Spanish. So anyway, but talking about dedication, okay? I have students, they tell me they want to learn, and then they go as far, they pay for a class, and then they don't show up, even after they paid for the class. So the question is, are they prioritizing? Are they putting that at the top of their list? So when you decide that you want to learn a language, why? Why do you want to learn it? What is making you want to do this? Is it because everyone else is doing it? Everyone else is speaking English, so you want to speak English? Or is it because you know there's opportunity that comes with it? Think about all the jobs. Also think about how many more people you can communicate with. The more languages you speak, the more people that you can meet, the more opportunities then you have for a job, right? So think about the excitement in that, and not even just for work, but getting to know people around the world. One thing that I love about doing this is that I can meet so many people like you guys. I can communicate with somebody that's all the way across the world, in China, in India, in the Middle East, all over the world, in South America, in Central America. It's amazing. And so the fact that you can meet all these different people just by knowing another language, it's how exciting is that? That should be something that's in your mind every day when you want to learn English. And then also, what are you doing to motivate yourself? You have to think, okay, today, how am I going to practice? If you are truly dedicated to doing something, you have to say to yourself, what am I going to do today? Just think of a couple things, okay? Just think of 1 or 2 or 3 things that you can do. Or you could think of it this way. There's 4 domains to a language, right? There's listening, there's speaking, there's reading, and there's writing. So you could ask yourself, how am I going to practice all 4 of those things today? It doesn't have to be a huge thing. Just the more that you do it, think of it this way. You could do it 10 minutes a day, and then maybe it'll build from there. Just because you start with 10 minutes, it makes you think, okay, actually I want to do more now. Now I want to read a whole book. Now I'm going to write a friend, and I'm going to write them in English. Now I'm going to speak with somebody, and I'm going to make it a priority to speak with somebody that speaks English. Or I'm going to just practice speaking. I'm going to look in the mirror and I'm going to practice speaking. Or I'm going to record myself on my phone and I'm going to practice speaking and listen to how I sound compared to how somebody else sounds. So there you go. You have to prioritize and really decide, dedicate to what you want to do. Also think of, how did you learn a language when you were a baby? How did you start speaking your native language? Okay? When you're an infant, you're not born speaking. It takes a couple years before you start to, or it takes a year or so before you say your first words, right? So then it grows from there. And then even in kindergarten, did you know how to read when you were 5 years old? There are kids out there that they learn really young to read, but is that every child? No. The typical child has to start learning how to read 5, 6 years old, and then it grows and grows and grows. So even in your native language, you're still learning language. I don't know every single word in English. I still learn new words. So all of that really it's exciting. It's something new to be excited about every single day. So don't think about it as how fast you're going to learn. Think about more, how am I going to dedicate my time to do this? What am I going to do to be motivated? What am I going to do to prioritize this? And how important is it to me? Is it something that's just because I want to do it, just because everyone is doing it, or is it something because you really want this? For me, with Spanish, I really, really wanted it. And don't get me wrong, there were times that I wanted to quit. I almost quit when I was my second year in high school. I was 15. I had just come back from Mexico. I lived there for 6 weeks with a family. And then I came back. I had a teacher that, I didn't, her teaching style was not the style that was right for me. It was more like verb drills, and it was very difficult for me to learn. I did not have the best grade in the class. I had like a C minus. And then I was like, I can't do this. I don't think I'm going to pass. I'm going to end up getting a D. It's going to look bad. And then I almost quit. And when I got home that day from school, talked to my mom, and she's like, are you kidding me? You just got back from Mexico. What are you talking about? You love Spanish. And, when she sat me down and talked to me, I was like, you're right. And to this day, I thank her for not letting me quit, for not just saying, okay, fine. She sat me down and talked to me about it. And now it's part of my job. So I help teach people Spanish and English. And I don't think I would be an ESL teacher if I hadn't learned Spanish first. It also made me a better English teacher because I understand what it's like to learn another language. So we all have our moments where we feel like we're never going to get there, we're never going to be fluent, we're never going to be good enough, but just enjoy it as you go and really just take it all in and decide how you're going to dedicate and how you're going to prioritize, and you can do it. Don't make it about being fast. Enjoy the process and just keep practicing. It's like riding a bike. You don't learn the first time you get on a bike. You have to keep practicing. Or if you want to lose weight, you don't do it in 1 week. It takes months to lose weight. And then it takes all that dedication, eating healthy, working out. So just think of it that way. It's a process, and enjoy that process. And I also want you guys to know that I am coming up with something for you guys to help you with this motivation part of it. And I'm really excited about it. It's something that I want you guys to think about if you would like it. Would you want something that helps you practice every single day? And it's something that's easy and fast. It would take like 5 minutes a day, and it's a writing kind of thing, but it gives you new language, new vocabulary. Is that something that you would like, and would you use it? Please let me know in the comments, and I really hope that you subscribe to my channel, and please share this with your friends, okay? Thank you guys. Bye.